Hi, welcome to the kitchen. I'm John Tapper, Chef de Cuisine here at Thoroughbreds Chop House and Seafood Grill in beautiful Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. And today in the kitchen, it's all about French onion soup. With the weather getting colder, there's nothing better than sitting down to a nice bowl of French onion soup. So I'm gonna go through all the steps to making a traditional French onion soup. So stay tuned. So the first thing we wanna do with making our French onion soup is just assemble our ingredients. We got 2 red onions, 2 large Spanish onion, 2 cups shallots, we got 5 cloves of garlic, 1 bay leaf, a half pound of butter, we have a 1/4 cup apple cider vinegar, we got 1 cup dry Marsala, 1 cup red port, you know, any red wine will work though. We have some toasted baguette, we have a nice Wisconsin Gruyere cheese, we have 4 cups of chicken stock, and 4 cups of veal demi-glace. Now, if you don't have access to veal demi-glace, some beef stock will work, but you want to go ahead and have 8 cups of beef stock and reduce it down to 4. It's going to give it more flavor and the consistency that you're looking for. So now that we have all of our ingredients assembled, it's time to chop the onions. And I love this part. This part reminds me so much of watching Julia Child's earlier demos when she did French onion soup. And she was just getting crazy with the knife and chopping all the way down. That's one of my favorite videos that she did, and now that I'm a chef, I guess I'm doing it too. So we're gonna grab all our onions, we're gonna chop them all the way down, about 1/8 to 1/4 inch from side to side. You don't want to chop them too small because they will disappear in your soup, and you don't want them to disappear. You want them to be there so you can see them, taste them, and have some crunch and consistency. So continue chopping until we get to the garlic, and you just want to go ahead and smash it. Smash your garlic with your knife. Be careful it's not to cut yourself, but just go ahead and smash it so you can mince it correctly. It makes it very easy to mince when you smash your garlic cloves first. Now that we've got our onions prepped, we can get our onions cooking in our small pot. So we're going to grab our half pound of butter, work that around the nice hot pot. The reason I heat the pot up is just to give it a little bit of browning on the butter before you put the garlic in. So we're just going to continue to melt it. We're going to add our minced garlic, and we're going to add our garlic first before the onions. That way it'll give it a nice garlic oil flavor that we can saute our onions, shallots, and red onion in. So we'll move that around the pan. We're going to add our onion flavor, and we're going to saute these sliced onions for between 5, more like 10 minutes. Stirring occasionally, and that's going to start to caramelize and sweat out the nice flavors of the onion for our French onion soup. So as you can see, it's been cooking for about 10 minutes, and we've got some caramelization on the onions, the sugars have cooked out, and we actually have a little bit of browning on the pan, which is good. So we're going to deglaze with our red wine, with our Marsala wine, and our 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar. Now the reason I use apple cider vinegar, it gives it a nice tang to the soup and actually brings out the flavors of the onions. It's delicious. So now we're going to add our 4 cups of chicken stock. Now you can get this from the store, but preferably make it. It's got a lot more flavor and a lot less sodium. You'd rather add your salt than have the salt added through a commercial chicken stock product. But if you have to buy it, you can. And then we'll lastly add our veal demi. And here we are. We've cooked this soup for 15 minutes, and it comes up quick, so you can actually make this soup start to finish at home 45 minutes. If you're going to have guests over, just serve the French onion soup and maybe some drinks, and it's just lovely. There's some nice wine to pair with it. But yeah, it's been cooking for 10-15 minutes, and now we're just going to give it a little taste. It's crucial to taste it at this point to make sure we got enough salt and pepper added, and it's got the right flavor profile before we add the croutons and the cheese. So go ahead, add any needed salt or pepper at this stage of the game, and then we'll begin to assemble the French onion soup with our croutons and our Wisconsin Gruyere cheese. And it's looking delicious. The taste profile is there. And we'll just go ahead, give it one more taste, just to make sure. And we're good. It's got a great flavor. It's exactly what I was looking for out of this soup. You can taste everything, all the flavors, the onions, the veal demi, a little bit of tang from the vinegar. So what we're going to do is ladle that in our French onion soup bowl, and it's good to fill it most of the way to the top. That way the croutons stay basically at the top, and so will the cheese. So I'll show you what we're working with. I'm just going to slide this over. Fill your carafe up to the edge, the top edge. And we're going to add about 3 croutons. I like to add a few because it gives my soup just a little bit of body. And we'll put the Wisconsin Gruyere cheese right over the top. Now we're going to put this in the oven for about 5 to 6 minutes, 450 to 500 degrees. You want your oven hot because you want to melt that cheese rather quickly. That way the bread doesn't sog up too much on you. So this is our finished product. This is our French onion soup, start to finish. 45 minutes, you're gonna have really happy friends, really happy neighbors. And what you got is a melty Gruyere cheese, a rich beef and onion broth underneath, and it's just fantastic. It's the best French onion soup recipe that I've had. So thanks for watching. Remember, click like or subscribe. Food Fox, Chef John Tapper II.